Hi, Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist here. Well, today I want to talk about warts of verrucas, plantar warts, flat warts, regular round warts, all kinds of different warts. Warts, warts, warts. Yeah, lots of ways to remove them and prevent them. You know, I used to get warts all the time. I had them all over my feet. I had them on my hands, and I used to freeze them off, burn them off, all kinds of different things. We'd go to the dermatologist, have it done, all kinds of different things. And then I went on my whole foods plant-based diet, and they disappeared. What do you know? Warts are a virus that's around us all the time, absolutely 24/7. We can't get away from it. It's everywhere. But is our immune system down? That's the challenge right there. And I've seen people with plantar warts or verrucas on their feet, which are so encrusted, they don't look like feet anymore. It really is hideous and terrible. Wow, I feel sad for these people. Really bad, but this means an underlying problem which is going on with their immune system is really not good. And I would recommend doing coffee enemas, which is in my diet, and we got to get those toxins out of your body, eating 100% organic, and doing my diet. Go to paulhaider.com. That's www.paulhaider.com, and up in the right hand corner you'll see my diet. And click on that, and we're doing the 30-day challenge right now for January. Let's get going on this diet, and we can change your life. Let's get rid of the pain. Let's get rid of the warts. Let's get rid of the high blood pressure. Let's get rid of the prostate disease, and let's get rid of the arthritis for 30 years. Who needs that? Let's get going. It's time to do it now. Let's lose that weight you probably gained over the holidays, and let's do a great job. Anyway, warts, there's a lot of ways to get rid of them. My favorite method is with good old duct tape. Duct tape and baling wire. We could save the world, really. Oh, look at Apollo 11. I don't know. Just take the wart and put duct tape over it. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Put it on there really tight. I'm going to be able to take this off. So put it on there really tight and change it leave it all day. You don't want air to get to it. When the air stops getting to the wart, it dies. And the skin dies also. So make it as small as possible with a good sized piece of duct tape though, and change it every day, and eventually the wart will fall off. There's no doubt about it. It works wonders. I mean, you're going, duct tape? That's weird. No, it really works. There's no doubt about it. And in 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even just 1 week, that wart will fall off. And you can use it on your feet, you will use it on your hands, your neck, your back, wherever it's at. And it works really good. If you have hair somewhere, it's probably best to shave that hair off first, and then you can get really good contact with the duct tape, because that's what you need. And of course, your hands or your feet got to be dry, otherwise it's not going to stick to it. But duct tape really works really great. And even I had a dermatologist recommend it to me. Here I'm paying him big money, and he's recommending duct tape. Okay. Another great one is bloodroot powder. You can make a paste of bloodroot with water, and then put that on that area. It's very caustic, so you want to leave it there for about 30 minutes, and then wash it off. And do that once a day, and then put a Band-Aid on it, and that will make that wart disappear. You can do that on your feet. You can do it anywhere, and it really does a great job also. Freezing is probably the all-around great method. I used to have a ability to get hold of nitrogen for myself and be able to freeze them off myself. That was really a great thing. If you know anything about science, and I worked in in research for years, about 20 years. It's no big deal. You can take them and freeze them off. But they sell over-the-counter freezing agents now, which work very, very well. And just follow the directions and freeze the wart you have, and do it every day, and eventually that wart will fall off. There's no doubt about it. And I've seen that many, many times, and it's really painless. You know, your dermatologist does sometimes, is burning them off, and boy, oh boy, is that painful. Not my favorite thing. In fact, I won't go there with that anymore. Better to do it other natural ways. Much better, absolutely, positively. Also, there's the banana peel method. You can take a banana peel and, you know, the old slapstick method. Cut a piece, put it on top the wart, put a Band-Aid on it, and let it stay there until it really starts to fall off. It really does. There's a white part towards the wart, a white part towards the wart, and that will do a great job. And that's another method of getting rid of warts, and it works really wonderful. A lot of people swear by this, so a great way to do it. Another method is castor oil and baking soda paste. You take some castor oil, mix up half and half with baking soda, and then put that on there for about 20 minutes, and then wash it off. And do that every day. Put a Band-Aid on it in between, and then do that every single day. Wash it off, and leave it for 20 minutes, wash it off. Does a great job. Another great method is the fig leaf method. Adam and Eve method, no. Take the sap from a fig leaf and put it on the wart. And leave it there, put a Band-Aid on it, and do that, put it on 3 or 4 times a day, and put the Band-Aid on it. Eventually, the wart will fall off. There's no doubt about it. I've seen this many, many times also. If you also have a poinsettia around, I know it's after Christmas, you probably have some poinsettias around. Hope you didn't throw them out. Take the leaf, and the sap from the leaf is really good for putting on warts, and do the same thing 3 or 4 times a day. Put a Band-Aid on it, and eventually the wart will fall off. Does a great job. Really, really nice. Another thing is to use another method is ginger. Good old ginger. Just take and cut a very thin slice of the ginger, and then place that on the wart itself. Place it on the wart, and put a Band-Aid on top there, and leave it every 3 or 4 days. Change it again. Put a new piece of ginger on there, and eventually that wart will fall off. It's pretty amazing, and a very nice, pleasant scent to have on your hands also. Also, there's a way of doing it with a piece of potato. You can take a nice organic potato. Everything's got to be organic here. Cut a nice little tiny piece, big enough to cover the wart, and a little bit bigger. Slice about, very thin, and put it on top of there, and then put some duct tape on top of there, and change that every day, and eventually that wart will fall off. Potato juice, potato skin, I tell you, potatoes are amazing in a lot of different ways. Potato juice is really great for gastric ulcers and gastric upsets, all kinds of different things. Really amazing stuff. Dandelion stem method is also a great way to go. Take the juice of a dandelion leaf and put it on your wart, and every day, 3 or 4 times a day, put a Band-Aid on there in between, and put more juice every day, 3 or 4 times a day, and eventually that wart will fall off. A great way to do it. Another way is black walnut hull powder made into a paste. That's the black walnuts that you get off the trees. The outer hull is very kind of caustic, and it really is. You can take some of the powder, and it really is irritating to the skin, but it does take the warts right off. Make a little paste, put it on there, and let it set for about an hour with a Band-Aid on it, and then take and wash it off, because it is caustic, and you don't want to go too far with it. And do that every day until the wart is completely gone. The good old black walnut hull method. You can get black walnut hull capsules, and you can take it out and open them up and use that for making your warts go away. Another method is to do the oregano oil and coconut oil method, half and half, and daub that onto your wart 4 or 5 times a day, and then put a nice band-aid on there. You could even use duct tape if you want. And do that 4 or 5 times a day, and that really does a great job of getting rid of warts also. One of my favorites, and it really works because you're using salicylic acid, which is taking an aspirin, a regular white aspirin, and putting it on top of the wart, and then getting it, first of all, make the aspirin, crush it up, make it into a paste with some water, and then put it on top of the wart, and then put a Band-Aid on top there, change it every day until that wart falls off. And it will, basically eat away at that wart until it's gone. The wart has a little core bit in the middle, which is where the virus is, and that has to be completely removed before that virus is gone and you won't be growing the wart anymore. So it's important to get all of it, otherwise it'll be right back. There's no doubt about that. Another method that works is taking garlic paste. We can grind up some garlic and some lemon juice and make a paste with that, and then put that on your thumb or your foot or whatever, and put a Band-Aid on top of that, or put some duct tape, or whatever you want to put some gauze on top of that, and then change it every day, and eventually that wart will drop off too. Another one is garlic and cloves and cauliflower. Grind them up some cauliflower, grind up 3 or 4 cloves, cloves which we use for toothaches and that type of thing, the spice, and some garlic, and 2 cloves of garlic, 3 or 4 cloves of cloves, and a good sized chunk of cauliflower, and put that in your blender and blend it up. Make it into a paste, add enough water, and it makes a nice kind of thick paste. And put that on your wart and put a Band-Aid on it, and eventually that wart is going to be, completely gone. It's amazing what it does. It's really powerful stuff. Another one that a lot of people use is good old apple cider vinegar. And dabbing that on the wart 5 or 6 times a day, maybe even more, up to 10 or 12 times a day, and then putting on a Band-Aid or a piece of duct tape, and it does a great job also. This takes sometimes a little longer, but it works great. Another one is pineapple. You could take some pineapple juice and dab it on the wart every 5 or 6 and even up to 10 times a day, and then put a Band-Aid on it, and that'll eventually make the wart disappear and fall off. Another one is to use tea tree oil. I love tea tree oil. Tea tree oil is really great for a lot of different things, especially periodontal disease. I've had so many people healed of their periodontal disease with tea tree oil that it's amazing. I'm amazed, really. I have a couple videos about that. But you can dab that on 4 or 5 times a day, maybe 6 to 10 times a day, and put a Band-Aid on there, and eventually that wart will fall off, and it does a really great job. Try one for you that seems to work. If one doesn't work, try another. They seem to vary depending on people. I find that the aspirin really works great, the duct tape really works great, and the poinsettia really works great, and also the bloodroot. Those are probably my favorites, but other people swear by the apple cider and the other different ones. So it really depends upon you and what your body's like. But the biggest thing is to remember that there's an immune system problem. And we should not be getting, warts on a regular basis unless we're toxic or we have an immune problem. Our immune system is down. And that's why it's really important. If you have warts, remember, go on my diet. Go to paulhaider.com and go up there, click on my diet. It's really long. You can scroll down and read it. And within 30 days, we're going to get your immune system boosted up, and you're going to feel good and feel great, and we're going to make you feel like me. And you know, I walk 7 to 8 miles a day now, and I just got through working out with the weights and doing chest presses and pull-ups and all kinds of things. And so, you know, I'm going on 66, and I feel like a 20-year-old kid. There's no doubt about it. So. So if you have warts, think about changing your diet and going on my diet, and so we can get your immune system built up, because there's no reason for this. And sometimes the warts take over so badly. That means sometimes you have to go to a doctor. There might be some major problems with the immune system. I know one little girl that had some kind of immune factor that wasn't being produced in her body. And because of that, the warts took over. So we really have to discover what that is if there is a major problem. If you have 1 or 2 or 3, even up to 4, there's no big deal. Small ones, excuse me. But a lot of them everywhere, not a good idea. Go see your doctor and let's find out what's going on. We got to do some tests on your immune system, see what's going on. But most people, let's make sure we get on the right diet, and we can change all this and feel great every single day. If you want to get a hold of me, my phone number is 831-869-9119. 831-869-9119. My email address is drpaulhaider, as in Dr. Paul Haider, at gmail.com. drpaulhaider.com. Dr. Paul Haider at gmail.com. Excuse me. Paulhaider, excuse me, drpaulhaider at gmail.com. Also, my Skype address is drpaulhaider. Send me an invite. You can text me on my phone if you want to. That's great. You can go to my Facebook page under Dr. Paul Haider, and you can message me there. That's a great way to get a hold of me also. And messenger me through Facebook is a great way to get a hold of me. And WhatsApp me with a phone number also is another great way. If you text me, that's great. And remember, I go to bed by 8 p.m., so get a hold of me early. And I'll be able to get a hold of you right away. And if I'm sleeping, please forgive me. I like sleeping. And so if you care to make a donation, that's greatly appreciated. You can do that on my page or down below if you hit show more. And if you care to become a patron and make a $20 donation monthly, that's really greatly appreciated. The link is down below. And we do have some people who are doing that, and I really, really appreciate them. And they have more access to me, so that is really appreciated in a great way. So anyway, all my consultations are free, and feel free to contact me in any way, shape, or form. Please watch the little ads. It brings a few cents in our direction. And please subscribe and tell others. We want to get our numbers up here. I'd like to get to 100,000 subscribers by the middle of this coming year. So I really appreciate your help in boosting that up. So have a wonderful day, but most of all, above everything else, remember one thing. I love you.